let's start with the Queen. Biggest thing about 2023 was Dr. Taylor Allison Swift
Yeah,
blew
let's
up
not
the whole world. So yeah, Taylor Swift took over everything. She took over entertainment. She took over football. She probably is going to be solving some political disputes across the world. I can only imagine. I would vote for her for president this year if it came down to it. How do we want to open Taylor Swift?
Oh, how do we want to open Taylor Swift? Like, what do we
Yeah.
want to start with?
Yeah.
Let's start with the Eras Tour.
Okay. So Courtney and I actually were fortunate to go to the Eras Tour in Detroit on June 10th. Mostly thanks to Courtney's hard work in
Skills.
scouring many ticket resale sites. And I don't know if you ended up putting any scammers in jail, but I feel like you got close to it.
I don't I don't think I got anybody put in jail, but I did lose my patience
Yeah.
eventually.
So Courtney and I went to the Eras Tour at Ford Field in Detroit. How did you feel about the concert?
Just there are no words for it. It's very like when you're there, it's like, is this actually happening the
Yeah.
entire time? And then you leave and it's like, what the just happened? Like I was telling my husband, it's like, so last year we went to Machine Gun Kelly in Avril,
hmm
and that was fun. And then this year we did Taylor Swift. And I was telling him, like, obviously I love Taylor way more than either of them, but I probably had more fun at Avril and Machine Gun Kelly because it wasn't this like huge, huge
Yeah.
thing. I don't even know how to put it into words.
Yeah. It's well, not to brag, but we did see Taylor Swift about 12 years ago, you and I together, at the Silver Dome when she was opening for Keith Urban,
In the
which
nose.
was still a pretty big show, but and you're right, we were in the nosebleeds. It was still a pretty big show, but maybe a little bit more intimate than Ford Field. Um, but yeah, I think
Where was
what
that one?
it was at the Silver Dome,
Oh,
which is no more.
yeah, I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
um, but yeah, so we also were when we saw Machine Gun Kelly, we were on the floor, which I
Yeah,
think it just that escalated things.
yeah, the
Um,
energy was different.
mhm. But be like the actual experience of being at the Eras Tour, like getting through the door and seeing like tens of thousands of people in sequence and
Yeah.
like and everyone being like so happy and nice, like the line for the bathroom of the nicest people in the world.
Yes, and it's just like from start to finish, it's this like emotional roller coaster.
hmm
Like being on top of the world and happiness and love, and then she's singing her folklore and evermore stuff and just breaking your heart.
Yeah. Did you cry at any point during the show?
So I got teary at the intro, but I do that at any concert I go to.
Yeah.
I cried for Machine Gun Kelly, and that's rockin'. Like it was punk rock or whatever you want to call it. I
Uh,
just love a good intro.
okay. Yeah, she did have a good intro.
Hmm.
I didn't cry, but when she did Breathe, I was like, because that was one of the special songs that she did for us.
Yeah.
I I had like forgotten that song existed, and I feel like when she's like played the first couple notes, it like unlocked this deep part of my brain that was like, hadn't been touched in a year. Yeah, and so it was like I feel like it was a weirdly like I felt very like connected to her and to the show like when that happened, and it just was like so unexpected for me, and I really appreciated that she did that, even though
Yeah.
we were expecting different songs from her that
I
night.
will
But
say, by the time we got to Ford Field, by the time we got like through the doors and we were there, it was like just relief that you were there, relief that our tickets were real.
yeah,
Also, by then, I was just like exhausted. Like,
hmm
I had my grandma's funeral that morning,
yeah,
which, like, I knew that was all happening. But so, like, mentally, by the time we got there, I just was like ready for a nap. And I was
yeah,
like, we're just getting started. So I was like, do I drink alcohol or caffeine or both? Like, what do I got to do? Well,
yeah,
I think if I wasn't like tired, I think it would have been a different experience for me.
yeah,
It was still good,
yeah.
obviously. It was the Eras tour.
hmm You should have had Taylor's favorite drink, vodka Diet Coke, caffeine and alcohol.
I know. She,
She's a
I
genius.
would have been ill
Um,
for a week.
I will say I went to I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to disparage them, but I went to a concert a few months later and it was only an hour and a half and I was like, well, this friggin' sucks. Like that's all you got?
For
Not 3 hours and 15 minutes of your 10 of your finest albums?
hopefully, I'm sure the tickets cost less.
Yeah. But yeah, she definitely raised the bar as far as, what to expect, what is possible even like for a concert. And I'm sure other artists are inspired and annoyed that she did. Yeah.
In her, was it Time, where she talked about how she trained for the Eras Tour? She was like, I ran on the treadmill and sang the entire set list. I'm like, so you ran and walked on a treadmill for 3 hours?
No.
That's not for
I
me.
went to Planet Fitness last week and I was like, I just need to like something to get out of the house. And I was like, I'm gonna walk on the treadmill for an hour. And I did. And it was I was like, I'm tired.
It's like,
I'm bored. Yeah. So
that's why she's the queen.
she's the queen. Yeah, she can have all my money and she's taken a lot of it. So
Yes.
more to more to come, I'm sure.
And my husband loves it. But it does make me wonder what she's going to do for future tours. Like, is she going to keep doing the 3 hour thing?
Mm.
Or will she scale it back?
I hope. Have you heard like that well, I know Ed Sheeran's done it. I'm sure some other artists have done it as well, but like when he came to Detroit, he played at Little Caesars Arena, I think, but then he also played at some small venue in Royal Oak that had like 50
Oh,
seats in it.
I have
And
heard of people doing that.
I hope Taylor Swift does that, but I know I would never be rich enough to go to to one of them.
And like, how would the place just not get completely surrounded?
Yeah.
She's too big.
Yeah. So yeah, she's a billionaire, which is insane. And she's only like she doesn't have a makeup line. She doesn't have any other like all she does is write and sell music and perform. And so not many people have become a billionaire that way. And it's just, I don't, it's insane. Like
I was kind of surprised it took so long, but
Mhm.
you see other people like, who is it, Kylie Jenner, who's a billionaire? And they were like calling her a self-made billionaire for her makeup line or whatever. But anyway, you see people like that who don't look like they're doing much, and
Yeah.
they're billionaires. And then there's Taylor, who's been working her ass off for
Yeah.
how long, and she's just now hitting that. But like
Yeah.
you said, she hasn't done any of the extra crap,
Yeah. I also think it's pretty generous to call Kylie Jenner self-made, but maybe
to say the least.
um, sorry, we're not trying to throw too much shade on the podcast. We're positive.
We're girls.
We're girls. That's right. But yeah, no, I think it's when people talk about Taylor Swift, though, I feel like a lot of people are like, what's she gonna do next, or like when is it gonna be enough? Is kind of the sentiment. And I don't think I think being a billionaire is probably nice, but I don't like she doesn't. I think she just wants to win. I just think she
Yeah.
wants to be the best ever. She wants to
Yep.
have the best concerts ever. She wants to go down in history as one of the best singers to ever live. And I
Well,
mean,
she wants to be loved, and she wants
oh, yeah.
everybody to love her. I don't think money drives her. She does like winning, and
Mm-hmm.
she likes her awards. She likes breaking records, but I think what it comes down to is people loving her.
I think you're right. I think that's
Doing a great job.
yeah. I mean, we love her, and lots of people do. And so it seems does Travis Kelce. What do you think about that?
Uncle Trav. Yep.
Uncle Trav.
This is bro.
Do A common question is how long will this relationship last? Thoughts?
Forever.
Forever. Endgame.
It would be weird if it did. If this doesn't last forever, there is no hope for anybody else.
I think that's not an overstatement.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't know someone like Travis Kelce existed. And in the beginning of 2023, I was like, just like, I don't think she's ever going to get married because I don't think any man can put up with her being so successful and like actually like celebrate that and have the confidence to like be successful in his own way. And then Travis Kelce just walks in.
Yes.
It's like that's all that's like everything he's about, which I've just like really appreciated. Like the thing that I love about watching their relationship is that like he really he really celebrates her like in big ways and small ways, like on the podcast or in interviews and things like that. But he also like he's not obs- like he still is like trying to do his own thing. He's still trying to be successful. He's not just like, well, she's the queen, and so I'm gonna give up my whole life and worship her and follow her around and like hold her purse. And
Yes. Definitely like living their separate lives, but coming together at the same time.
yeah, and I'm sure that makes like her like respect him and be more attracted to him
Yes.
also.
They're very like proud of each other.
Yes. Yeah. Um, and I think he'll make a great cat dad.
I think so. I think the only thing that could make them fail is if like somebody messes up.
Because they both have beautiful people trying to sleep with them all the time.
Yes. And let's be real, it would be Uncle Trav because he's the boy. He's the man.
It's statistically, yes. But well, we've talked about how Taylor might have been a cheater at certain times in her previous relationships, or um sometimes
Like,
I think sometimes she's not totally honest about everything. So
make me say that.
um
Infidelity?
she has yeah, high infidelity is a great
Listen,
example. But we'll never know because all we got is she keeps us a little bit of an arm's length sometimes. So
I think those days might be over though. Like
yeah,
I think that was definitely to please the men she was around.
yeah. I think you're probably right. And that Time interview was so, and then her, yeah, just other interviews she's done or the way she acts at football games. So
Yeah.
yeah, she's definitely been a lot more open with Travis than she has previously.
Yes. I think she also knows at this point that everybody loves her so much that we're going to defend her. If people start, saying whatever bad things
Mhm.
about her fans are just going to shut it down immediately. Like her reputation can't be ruined again.
Yeah.
Like we're not accepting it.
Yeah. Did you um have you heard about like what happened at the Golden Globes with her like sipping that drink after she got made fun of for being on TV? That's kind of happening because people are saying that she like criticizing her, saying that she like wouldn't laugh at the joke and like it wasn't even that mean of a joke, and then all the Swifties are like, screw you guys, like she's
But
allowed to defend her, like she doesn't have to laugh at your joke about her.
she didn't even do any, like what last year Will Smith punched somebody in the face and like, yeah, everybody was saying that was dramatic, but she didn't do anything. She just drank her drink.
Yeah, she's like, I'll laugh when it's funny, like
Right.
you know.
Was that after he had already given other bad jokes?
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Joke. I haven't seen the whole thing, but he was also like bashing Barbie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think,
I heard yeah, I heard there was another joke I heard, and I didn't watch it in context, so and I do really like Joe Coy, so I'm kind of sad that he didn't do a really good job. But there was some joke where he said something about like how Barbie was ugly or perceived to be ugly in the real world or something. And then he's
yes.
like, we call that a character actress. And then it cut to like all the women in the room just like
And I just
sipping their
messed.
drinks. Yeah. And it's like, you can't, that's like the whole point of Barbie is you can't
He,
say that stuff.
he has been paying attention. In his defense, I did see somebody say that he was hired like a week before the Golden
Yeah.
Globes. Then they were like, well, these jokes were probably already written and he was just thrown on stage.
Yeah. So yeah, and I don't know. I'm probably not gonna watch it, but it's unfortunate that it didn't. It's unfortunate that he didn't do a great job because I do
This
think he's
like
really funny.
the year of the girl, and he didn't know that.
They should have got a girl. I don't know what
You
he
know,
can host. Yeah, he can host. Well, I guess it is 2024. I don't know. Is it the year? Is it still the year of the girl?
Oh, can we say this?
Let's keep it going.
Let's have 2 years in a row.
Boys had all the other years.